That hurt. That hurt.
Blowjobs are a no for me.
It is a skill. It is a practice skill. It is a necessary skill. Ooh, great blowjob.
Secret to a great blowjob is saliva, saliva, saliva.
It's important for us to learn from this because I think we lose because we beat ourselves.
You need to swallow it too.
I understand the problem here.
The people don't understand esophagus is the main player of the game.
Try to stay away from it as much as I can.
You can start by licking the dip.
I didn't understand it, but
Patrick Agyemang to Bambi or a newborn giraffe or what?
All right, welcome to Straight Red Card. A lot of stuff actually to get to tonight, surprisingly. Super Bowl, halftime show. I don't know. I didn't understand any of it. I don't speak Spanish.
I was gonna say, but Derek, having grown up, me at a much younger age and you at a much elderly age, during the grunge era, you don't always have to understand the lyrics to enjoy something.
Yeah, I guess you don't. I mean, I don't know. I guess I just didn't really, I don't know. I didn't care that much. I was doing other things during halftime. It didn't strike me as, I mean, a little bit odd, but nothing like outrageously odd. I don't know. I just didn't care. I guess. I don't know. I didn't care. Is that a thing? Are you allowed to not care?
I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's not my type of music I listen to anyways. So.
Yeah, but I kind of like the Latin thing. That was like midway through. Yeah, I like kind of the beats and all that.
I got no qualms. At least it wasn't country, right?
Ooh, a lot of people are gonna not like that comment.
Oh no,
because that was the other show, right? That was the other show. TP was
some of it was. Yeah. I'm sure some of them were country. I have no idea outside of Kid Rock who was there.
I mean, Kid Rock was rap, then did country. I don't know what they did there.
No, he did one song of country, and that was a crappy song, by the way. I'm not saying that any of his stuff was really that great by any means, but
I didn't watch it either. Really, during halftime, I was busy cooking myself something, so I mostly missed it.
I only caught clips on Twitter today, and when Kid Rock came out and he sang "Ba Wat Ba," obviously is probably his most well-known song of all.
I don't even know that one.
As
you guys all well know, I don't do mainstream music. Yeah, so.
But he was lip syncing the entire song. He pulled the microphone away for like 3 seconds at a time. And the song's still going on. He pulled back. I saw somebody in the chat, or not our chat, but somebody in the comments section of one of the people saying that for legal purposes, so that he can go on as his actual self or whatever is like Rhonda Ritchie or whatever his name is, his actual name, John Ritchie or something. I don't know. He had to perform that song.
So he was doing it. Mine, by the way.
So he was doing it. He was lip syncing that song he was lip syncing. He was lip sync regardless, but he did it as a protest. As far as pulling the microphone away from his mouth and stuff like that, I don't know. It's just weird because the rest of his stuff, it looked like he at least was singing.
If he was related to me, I'd fully be fine with that because that'd be fine. I mean, that'd be kind of cool, actually. If we were close and related, like he was my cousin or something, that would be kind of funny. But anyhow,
as I posted in the chat, I go, shit, was the Super Bowl yesterday?
You knew.
I knew, of course, yeah.
You're a smart ass.
I was telling you before the show, I was like, man, I was getting all this stuff in my feed, Twitter feed, saying, talking about the halftime shows and stuff like that. Like, oh yeah, when's the Super Bowl? It's got to be coming up here soon. I didn't think it was yesterday. I got this at 4:00. 2 hours, Super Bowl starting. It's like shit.
Yep. Anyhow, it was a boring fucking Super Bowl. That's for sure. I really didn't have a dog in the fight. So there's that. And then it just wasn't very spectacular. But it's over. Thank God. And we'll move on from there. People probably might notice like another posted a video on our stuff. It's another hip hop thing from like 96, 97 that was unreleased. We cleaned it up, put it out. And yeah, there's a 1997 version of me in the video, which is probably going to freak some people out. I, however, did not add the fucking gold chain to my neck. That I wanted to get rid of. I couldn't get rid of it.
Lame.
Yeah, dude, I did not want that on there. The outfit is something that I wore back then, but they added the gold chain on AI and I couldn't get them to take it off. And after a while, I'm just like, I'm going to run with it. Right.
I couldn't quite tell because it's a little grainy. What color were your parachute pants?
I have no idea what I was wearing. I know it was cold as hell that day. Cold as hell. And so that's where that's from. The rest of it there, I didn't really do a video back then. I didn't run with dogs and crows didn't attack me and all that other weird shit. Anyhow, it's just fun putting it together and putting it out. It's been 28 years since I made the music with others, and now it's out. And, kind of fun to hear it all cleaned up and put out in a digital era. It was all analog back then, so kind of odd.
Mr. Bigotti says, I didn't know Derek could rap. What was your rap name? I forgot.
Actually, back then it was Level, which is a stupid name. And then as it's
coming, it was pretty cool at the time, right?
Not really. And then Busy Bee, and I had a bunch of stupid names back then that people were running through. They're always like, "Oh man, you should change your name to that." And I'm like, I don't know. I just don't like the nicknaming thing in rap, but I just went with whatever it was back then.
You missed out the opportunity of doing it. Real quick. Run SRC.
Run SRC. Yeah. No, I was really into hip hop back then. Really.
You missed out the opportunity of doing your name now. Is it D-Rec?
Yeah.
You could have been Dr. D-Rec.
The problem with D-Rec in slang terms, it means a chick who can't suck penis very well and wrecks your penis.
Would have been a conversation start for interviews, Derek.
But that worked for the dog, but it's not going to work for me as a rap name. So there's that. Anyhow, I just went with whatever they put out back then. I said, you guys just name me. I really don't care. I don't care. I just love rap and I love hip hop. Just put it out. You guys choose the name. Anyhow, so that is
change your name slightly from Derek to Direct type of.
So my brother and I put out an album through Smoky Lung Recordings in like 2003 called Dare Jason. So that's the mix of Derek and Jason. The funny thing is, that's what my mom used to call my brother all the time. Dare Jason.
Oh.
Always it was me first, and then she's like, Dare Jason.
So would it have been DER then Jason?
Yeah.
You weren't afraid of people thinking they were saying Dare Jason?
Nope. It was Dare Jason. So there are a couple albums out from that back. And I don't know if you can still find them or what through Smoky Lung, but it was fun times. Oh, I'm sure you can find them. No, they're out there somewhere. You can find them. Also, true story. People don't know this, but we were actually being talked to by Wild Pitch Records back in the day. This is a true story. So it wasn't like we were maybe going to make, because we sent them demos and they liked it and they were really seriously thinking about maybe putting us out. We had like a month-long conversation with them. It never happened, but I think maybe we sent them pictures. They're like, wait, these guys are white? No, we're not doing it. I don't know what happened. I have no clue what happened, but it just didn't, it fell through. And that was back, 96, 95. Holy shit. I was just a kid, a baby back then. Anyhow.
Yeah. The shoe polish was an accident, right?
Never did that. I did listen to a new hip hop song that's not new. It's about 6 years old by Ash Nico called Stupid. And I thought, yeah, that's kind of creepy. It's a creepy song. But one of the other rappers again uses the term juicy pussy. Now, do I want your pussy to be wet? Yes. Juicy? I'm not so sure about juicy. Juicy sounds a little sloppy. It sounds a little bit like too much. Like, I think juicy is a bad word. Can we not use juicy anymore? That's just, all I'm asking is, can we stop using the word?
Yeah, let's
juicy?
use the word moist. Moist.
I don't even like moist.
How about a moist pussy, right?
Moist is better than juicy. Okay, I don't know what juicy is. Juicy sounds like I'm getting a Gatorade drink while I'm going down there, and I really am not interested.
It's like
in
some
that.
kind of a flavor of a '90s bubblegum.
It doesn't sound good. Juicy something. And then, you know what? The more I thought about it this weekend, and the more you do research, the more you start to really think about the fact that God made us, if you believe in God. But if there is a creator, God, he made us kind of disgusting in a lot of ways, right? Like, I don't know, the male appendage, not the most attractive thing in the world. And the balls to go along with it, kind of weird. They're just like, I mean, if you're really high or you're just thinking on another plane, you think about it, it's like, that's kind of gross. Like, the balls are just like all hairy and gross. I mean, you could shave them, but still, they're saggy and they're just disgusting things. And then you think about the female parts. It's not really that great either. It's kind of depending on how it's all put together. It's not the most attractive thing either in close-up, right? That's why we all have sex mostly in shaded or slightly dark areas, not completely dark. You want to be able to see the action and see who you're involved with. But, I don't want to see all that close up sometimes. I don't know about you. Our buttholes are gross. Buttholes are gross. God could have made buttholes a lot better. Like, it all could just come out nice and easy. Like, look, think about dogs. Dogs take a shit. Do they need to wipe their asses? Do they need to wipe their asses? Answer the question.
I wondered where you were going with this, but no.
I'm just saying about cleanliness. How come dogs can take poos and not have to wipe, whereas we have to wipe vigorously to be clean?
We've got cheeks. Unlike dogs don't. However, you have a dog that has.
You get shit on your cheeks? Really?
No, I'm just saying that's generally. Whatever. Yeah,
I mean,
that's probably a bad example. Yeah.
I mean, that's not where we're wiping, right? It's right on the butthole area.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
To me, weird. Why couldn't have God made, or whatever, the creator, if there is one, whatever, that could have been better. Like, why couldn't we just have that kind of easy? Anyhow, the whole point is, I think the human body has a lot of questionable issues and parts. And I do think that while a miracle that it is, or whatever you want to call it, like, I can't even believe we're all here, it still could have been a better thing. Like, more.
I think Derek's basically saying that he wishes he was a dog humping a sock right now.
No, I think we should be more streamlined, like an F1 car. Like, we should all be sleeker, smoother.
You're already given the intellect and the brains. I mean, God, if you give us the perfect
phallus
form as well, I mean, God, every animal in the animal kingdom would be jealous. Like, why the fuck did these guys get everything?
Yeah. All right. Well, did you see the new research? 18 million Americans get high 21 days a month. Now, that's a lot of getting high.
That's it's quite a few.
So, and I can smell it. I'm in line at the liquor store, grocery store. I can smell it. This wafts around, right?
Yeah, I mean, so like sometimes there's an insurance purpose behind that. The abstract number of needing to get of meeting goals. Like with my CPAP machine, I've got to use it at least 21 days a month at 4 hours a pop.
Yeah,
I meet that. My insurance covers it. I'm good. Maybe in those states where weed's legal, or maybe you need a prescription for it. Maybe you need to smoke at 21 days in order for insurance to cover it.
I doubt it. But that's a lot of people getting high. And listen, I'm no judgment there. I certainly have done my fair share in my day. Now, I haven't done it for a few years now. And a number.
Did you say that was the average?
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing my best, Derek, to bring that number down.
Yeah, I am too lately. I just felt that after a while, it makes you really foggy. I had a lot of wake and bakers in my band during the day, and they would quit for the first time in like 8 years. They'd be like, I feel like I'm high when I'm not smoking now because I got so used to being high through the day. Now I feel like I'm tripping when I'm not high.
You ever see? Did you ever see Inception? Movie Inception.
Yep.
There's a scene where they're in Mumbai and they're going down to meet the chemist, and he's going to show basically, hey, this is what I use with my people to keep them under. And then they go down, and they see, there's like 8 people all sharing the same dream. And he's like, well, why do they keep coming here? It's like, well, they come here to wake up because they come here to escape life. This is their life. So if you're smoking daily, it's just, you do that just to get that part of your life.
And I think after a while, it just stops having the same effect.
Sure. That's why alcoholics have to drink more and more and more to get the same effect.
Tell me about it. All right.
Man, my bank account been drained. Seriously, what the hell?
The only thing commercial-wise I couldn't, just to get back to the Super Bowl for a second, I couldn't stand was all the self-affirming horseshit commercials. There's nothing I hate more than having to have all these self-affirming commercials. You're so great. You're a champion. You're amazing. Fuck that. Maybe I'm too German. But no, you go out and prove it. Then I'll call you a champion. Then I'll call you amazing. You go do it. You don't need to be told you're fucking amazing and a champion before you do anything. Do something first. I don't know. That's old school German. We don't hand out fucking compliments until you do something good. And even then we might hold it back. We might say, oh, good job. Instead of you're amazing, we say, that's a pretty good job.
I was watching a video recently of some major athlete or former athlete, at least, talking about how the downfall. Oh, I was watching Jonah Football on YouTube actually, and he was talking about the loss of winning mentality, and that the failure as it is now comes down to the whole concept of the participation award. Everybody gets a trophy type of thing. Good job for coming out here and just playing or sitting on the pitch. But yeah, it's the same type of mentality in that sense. Yeah,
a little bit for sure. I'm sure there are people that need encouragement. And I'm all for encouragement. Hey, man, you can do it. I'm good with that. I'm good with, hey, man, you can do it. You got it. Just, you got to pull your stuff together. You can make it happen. I am not for, hey, man, you're going to be a champion. You're going to be the best. And whatever you do, you're going to be awesome. That's not true. I've been good at a whole lot of things in my life, but I have never been the best at anything except for being me. And that is it. I have not been the best tennis player, the best soccer player. I've never been the best darts player or anything in anything. Okay? Nothing. That's not how this works. Don't tell people they're going to be the best and a champion. Those things, a champion of the world, that's hard to achieve. Yes, shoot for it. Go for it. I'm totally for encouragement, but don't start there. Start with encouragement. Don't start by telling them they're already champions. I am so sick of over-embellished self-fucking aggrandizement, self-fucking affirming bullshit. Can we please stop that? Please. Tell people it's going to be hard. There's going to be work involved. Tell them like it really is. Okay, that's my rant.
It's going to get hard.
Yeah, tell them it's really hard.
Yeah, really hard, yeah.
If you're lucky, but after 50, it's not so hard anymore. All right.
So, Derek, I'm going to dive into the annals of your mind here.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the commercials during the Super Bowl here. Going back in history.
Yeah.
Do you have a standout Super Bowl commercial that you can recall? And you go back and say, why isn't it as good as it was back then?
I don't really. I guess I never got into this whole, I got to sit up and watch all the commercials. I did. I had nothing else to do. I wasn't super focused on it. I was doing research, so I had other things to do. But,
you're doing research. You're doing research in the commercial breaks of the Super Bowl?
No, the whole Super Bowl I was doing research.
Your wife was sitting there going, Derek, it's back on. I'll be there in a minute.
I have an ex-wife, Brett.
Well, no,
ex-wife.
At the time.
No. Back then.
What we were talking about in the past. We're not talking about the current.
No, that's definitely yeah, I had to watch those things. But I don't remember anything that really stands out in my mind as a commercial that blew my mind.
Tell you,
So.
my favorite all-time Super Bowl commercial, and it's a shame that they've gone away from making stuff like this before. But there was a Snickers commercial, and it was this guy looking at him, this bald guys, like horseshoe haircut, bald kind of guy, looking at a mirror, and he's got a towel wrapped around like he just came out of the shower, and he runs up to the mirror. He's like, and the whole commercial is him just straining, looking at the mirror, and then at the very end, all of a sudden, one hair pops out of his hair, goes, bing. He's like, and then all of a sudden he goes, hey, enjoy a Snickers or whatever, and it's like,
I don't remember that one at all. Yeah, I don't remember that. The Wiener Dog one. Yeah. I do remember the Wiener Dogs. Hundreds and hundreds of Wiener Dogs. I like that one. I like dogs. So there you go. All right, guys. Sorry, 20 minutes. Had to do it of Fluff.
Now we could have had another 20 minutes of Fluff and you made me get rid of it all.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'd have nobody watching. All right. All right, let's head to the soccer content.
Soccer-ish, at least. So Derek has this ability. I mean, you go on Twitter, you follow him at Boomer Richie.
I won't be doing it anymore.
90% of his comments is commenting on AI videos. This is AI crap. This is AI trash. You're a douchebag for posting this. It's not real.
My best one, Max loved it, and so did Lexi. AI country. That one was liked by both of them, yes.
Which, by commenting on each and every one of these AI videos, you're telling the algorithm, you want more.
Well, I followed the instructions, and I am now just telling X, I don't want any more of these. I'm not interested. Yep. I'm doing the simply hit three dots. Yes.
I honestly thought, though, Derek, that your research has become boring and you needed a new fix, and it was just bitching at AI videos.
I thought
that was your new thing.
I got to the point where I'm like, I can't believe there are people that think this is real. Because there are. And I just got to the point like, this is buffoonery. I'm going to point it out. Now I'm done. There's a whole month of being an asshole to AI, and I'm done.
Done. Most people do like dry January or whatever. No November. Derek does fuck AI September or something like that.
Yes, I did, and I'm done with it, people. Sorry if all of you that follow me on Twitter, if you kept getting alerts that I called somebody a AI country. I'm done. I'm just going to turn them off. Those people. I'm not going to entertain them anymore. It's just it was irritating, to say the least, that this is out there and that it is so prevalent on social media at this point, and that there are actually people who ask the stupid question, is this AI? Grok? What are you, dumb as a box of rocks?
Grok, did somebody literally jump off the cliff and then fall to their death? No.
So stupid, man. Unbelievable.
The physics of that bounce doesn't make any sense. Why are you asking Grok?
Yes, and you're right.
Grok is too busy removing clothing off of e-thought girls on Twitter.
That's true. Although I've not seen any of that. Give me more of that. Stop feeding it. You say, I agree, and I am. All right.
There we go. Done. That's all we need here.
Yep.
So you did make me get rid of a lot of the fluff, and a lot of fluff did center around this piece coming up here. But I couldn't get rid of this because it is topical.
Okay.
So reports have surfaced before the Winter Olympics that what is that word? ALLEGE?
Where are we? From The Athletic, reports have surfaced. Yeah, alleged. Yeah, that alleged.
I've never actually seen it written out, to tell you. I've only just said the word.
Alleged? I don't know. Ski jumpers are injecting. Yeah, they're injecting their penises with hyaluronic acid to fly farther. Yes, I don't think they're going to fly that much farther.
Make their penises more erect and more aerodynamic or something? Like they lean forward?
It's not. I don't really think. I think the amount of benefit here is very small. But hey, I guess do everything you can. Yeah, it's not the onion stew. It's for real, and it's really happening. Yeah. It's not alleged. I believe it's been confirmed. Not all of them are doing that, but I put out what it does.
Why would they put alleged there? We know they're ski jumpers. You don't have to say there. They allegedly
alleged ski jumpers.
We know they're ski jumpers. We don't have to put the word there. That's just New York Times. Maybe you need to undergo a Washington Post here if this is the content you're providing.
I'm sorry, Brett. If there is a sport out there that requires me, in order to participate in it and be good at it, that I take a needle and stick it in my penis to make me competitive, I'm not doing that sport. I will pass on that sport. I will move on to another sport that doesn't require my ding dong getting shot up with a needle. I will just pass on it. I will say, is there another sport here I can play?
I don't need to be a ski jumper. I'll dive into bobsledding or curling at this point.
Sure, absolutely.
It doesn't require me to be aerodynamic, and bobsledding kind of does, but once you get in that tube, the tube does all the work.
And it's acid. I'm not shooting anything with that last word acid in it into my penis. All right.
In a couple of years, they're going to say alleged ski jumpers who injected the acid into their penis can no longer get erect.
Listen, I mean, yeah, exactly. It does say, Bandit says, I thought they were doing it because their penises were freezing off. I don't believe so. And if your penis is freezing off,
that's what antifreeze is for, right?
No, that's what a cock sock is for. Put it on. All right.
One of those hand warmers, you put it on, not necessarily up against it because you don't want to burn yourself, but you put it in there.
I think a cock sock will do it. Just a nice, warm, cuddly, well-built, well-proportioned.
I mean, you're gonna be next to heaters 90% of the time you're up on that mountain, then you fly off for 10% of it.
Can I just ask you this? In all the cases, in all the climbers of K2 and all the big mountains, has anyone ever suffered from frostbite?
Cocothermia?
Frostbite. No. It isn't the first.
Frostcock. They got frostcock.
Yeah, it's not the first thing that happens. It's the fingers first and the toes.
You mean the appendages that are away from your body? Yes. I agree.
Your cock and balls are very close to your inner organs. They're going to be the last thing to go. And you know what? If there is a creator, that's how we were made, right? So those things stayed protected. The last thing that's going to freeze off is your cock and balls. Okay. Which Winter Olympic sport would you most want to try?
For sure, hockey.
Yeah, I love hockey.
Hockey would be a fun one to do. Sure.
Yeah. I hate all these though. Like, okay.
You got to pick you would almost have to pick like a winter sport that's kind of a niche sport so that you actually have a fighting chance for a gold. Hockey, I feel like if you're US, you get to beat all the people in the US just to get on the team. And then when you're on the team, you've got to beat all the other massive hockey nations out there.
All right. Well, I'm not capable of playing any Olympic sport at this point, except for maybe curling. So I'm going to have to settle for that. I'm going to be honest. I don't have the physical prowess I used to have at age 54. So yeah, I'm curling at this point. Okay,
you could absolutely be on the bobsled team. Just let 4 Jamaicans jump on top of your back and slide you down a icy, slide.
This is true. I could do bobsledding if you could fit me in the bobsled. It'd have to be an expanded bobsled.
Well, Derek, I was making the joke that you were the bobsled, but
well, like green boots, yes, or yellow boots or whatever.
Exactly right. There's a video that never is going to see light. The animated skit ahead of us.
Yeah, you should have finished that shit. You should have finished that.
Oh man, it didn't work. It didn't pan out, and I was like, it would have been good. It would have been good though.
Well, now you got AI, Brett. You could probably finish it.
I could punch it all in there, and I have to figure out how to make throw ourselves in there along with the AI questions. But I've never.
You could do it. You just need pictures of our faces, and you're done. Now, okay, not done. It's a lot of work. Let's not fool ourselves. All right. Anyhow, good question. But yeah, let's move on. What else we got?
Oh, we got the
One
video.
Olympic sport. Honestly, I'd love to try ice hockey.
Skiing's in there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm doing.
I'm not doing skiing.
Come on,
That
man.
takes
Skiing in there? Is skiing in the Winter Olympics? Come on, is that in there? Come on, bro.
I'm not doing it.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like snowboarding, but I'm not snowboarding down like the Olympian snowboard. I'm seesawing my way down the slope the entire time.
Yeah, not doing that either at this point.
Nope. I attempted one jump with my snowboard, and I busted my back, and I thought that I paralyzed myself.
You
I
probably
severely bruised it.
Yes, no doubt.
Yeah.
Don't do it. You're too old.
Oh no! This is back in college.
I know. Even then,
I was still young and dumb enough to think that I won't get hurt.
Where'd you go?
Paoli Peaks.
Oh, okay.
The artificial ice.
Vacation. Yeah. You didn't go to that place in Columbus or Nashville they used to have.
No, Paoli Peaks is just down there by English, Indiana. So it's literally like a 40-minute drive from Bloomington.
Well, Nashville used to be the really close one. They used to have a ski slope there.
Oh, so I only know Paoli Peaks and I know Perfect North, which is over by Cincy.
So this was they closed in '98, which was Nashville something ski slopes.
There it certainly was when I was in college. I was a freshman in high school at that point.
Yep. You missed it.
Oh, nerds.
Yeah, it was not great. Anyhow,
as we find out, south of Indianapolis, we certainly don't get a lot of snow.
No. Yep, absolutely. Mm-hmm. All right. We're not going to listen to all
If I could, I would do snowboarding, not because I'm good at it, but because I think it would be cool to be good at it. A different version of skateboarding, you know what I mean?
I would say bobsledding. I can't do anything else, so that'd probably be my answer.
I would probably partake in snowboarding. I think it's just like the coolest one.
If I was good at snowboarding, the half pipe, I think that'd be really fun.
Okay, well, I could give a fuck what they think, but anyhow, I don't care.
To compete in, and I think point out some tricks would be sick.
I'm gonna say
I'm watching your reaction. That's all I'm doing now, Derek.
I don't care what they think about the Olympics. And what sport they would. This is one of those questions. It's like, hey man,
Killjoy.
If you could be in a porn, what would be your favorite scene you'd want to be in? That's more interesting than that. I'm telling you, right there. I'd say rolled on, be like, I want to be the bottom guy. Yeah, because you get to stay in. You get to stay in the whole time while the other guys doing the other pipe are transitioning. Right, but you're always in, which you're the bottom guy.
Are we still talking about Olympic sports here, Derek? What are we doing?
No, that's called a DP. All right.
All right. Porn should be an Olympics.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we agree.
You didn't get a lot of people watching it. I mean, probably more than the Super Bowl got.
Maybe so.
Did you? Was your timeline filled with a bunch of that? A bunch of people saying like, "Oh, the Super Bowl got like 325 million people watching it, whereas the World Cup got like 4.8 trillion."
Yeah, well, the World Cup's an international sport. Not everybody watches fucking football.
And then you have all the other posts are like the world champions, and then they show the world, and it's just like the United States. Everything else has been watered out. It's like It is the world champions. At any point, anybody else around the world who wants to play football can jump into the NFL and make it to the Super Bowl.
I get what you're saying there, but it's still not the world championship. It's the United States.
It's not, of course. Sure, but nobody else plays the sport, so you can go ahead.
Well, that's the joke of it. Hardly anybody else plays it, and we're calling it the World Championships.
The closest thing is Canadian football, and then you have the Aussie rules football, which is different.
The one that you can question is the most is the World Series. All right, there's some pretty good teams in Japan these days. I'd like to see the winner of the Japanese league play the winner of the Major League Baseball. See what happens.
Does NBA come out and say that they're world champions?
Yes.
Man, it is definitely an American thing, isn't it?
It is.
Fair enough.
The rest of the world doesn't do that.
I saw somebody post that stupid picture where it's just the United States, and they're like, "Oh, the World Championship." And I went over there and I screen capped it, and then I circled 3 spots where there's clearly islands, random islands in the middle of the ocean. And I said, "Blew the shit out of this because I don't want to share this with anybody."
Well, yeah, I just think using the term World Championships is a little outdated at this point, especially with baseball. Could be with basketball too. Lots of good teams in Europe. Now, granted, all the best players, basketball players in Europe, come to the United States to play.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that later today, actually.
But that doesn't mean there couldn't be a really good team in Europe that, as a team, maybe not be on paper the best, basketball team in the world, but, put them against the best team in the NBA. Let's see how that goes. I'm sure we would mostly win, but I'm sure we might lose on occasion too.
Here's the thing, and we see this with the Olympics too. You have some of the best NBA players that just simply don't want to go. They don't want to go.
There's that. It's not like we win. We haven't won every Olympics either, by the way.
It's like, hey, they're going. I'm making 120 million a year. I'm not going to go to the fucking Olympics. Fuck this. My knees hurting.
I mean, listen. Since pros have been allowed to play in the Olympics, we have not won every Olympic basketball.
NFL does dominate CONCACAF. That's true.
Absolutely. Okay, what else we got going down this road here?
We have the CONCACAF. Speaking of CONCACAF, this is perfect. They came out with the.
Oh, by the way, we're on what? We're on YouTube.
Yep.
Instagram.
We are on Instagram, yes.
And Twitter tonight. And so for the 122 of you that were here, thank you for joining us tonight. We're hoping to get near the 300 mark by the end of the show. We'll see how that goes.
May alternate Instagram and Facebook. I'd like to see what Facebook can do with us too.
Oh, by the way, if you're on Instagram, it ends after an hour. So you'll have to join us for the majority of the soccer stuff we're about to talk about here on YouTube. Or
definitely doesn't. And maybe moving forward, I'll go live on Instagram when we actually get to the whole soccer topics and leave the fluff off.
Yeah.
How much Instagram really cares about the fluff. Although
did you hear Alexi and Mossy? They had this whole debate about whether or not they were going to drop their fluff off their show because they used to do fluff at the beginning too. And all their producers were telling them they should drop it. So now they put it at the back end of the show. So they kept it, but they moved to the back. So there's that. And, I think people who love Mossy and love that show. I mean, of course, some people love Lawless too. I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying, yeah. They probably watched the whole show, and a lot of other people just like, give me the soccer shit and get out of my way, right? So we face that dilemma as well.
I mean, and as we tell everybody, if you don't want the fluff, just skip. Hey, start the show a little bit later and skip to forward until we get to
the first 20 minutes. Yeah.
This is the dilemma we have because we have people who are like, "Hey, quit the fluff and just get to the soccer stuff." And we have people who are like, "I'm only here for the fluff."
Yeah, we have people who are only here for the fluff. Yeah.
Who are we supposed to listen to? We listen to everybody, so that's why we have it all. Yep. And I mean, what's the point of putting the fluff at the end? Because you're just gonna have the people who weren't gonna listen to fluff anyways just bow out, 20 minutes early. Does it really matter if they just know, hey, 20-minute marker, roughly speaking, we're gonna be talking about soccer? I don't know.
All right. Well, we're talking about soccer now, so let's hit them right
back
between
to CONCACAF because Eldon brought it up. This is the roadmap to 2030, Derek.
That's
probably
quite small.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me open this up in a new tab, and I can zoom in a little more on this.
Chipmunk.
All right. So round 1 is the 22 lowest ranked teams home and away. They play each other. The top 11 move on to a round 2. Round 2 consists of the 11 first-round winners plus 13 top-ranked teams in a round robin, which means in round 2, it's going to be USA and a bunch of small, tiny island nations, basically. Probably very similar to what we're seeing at the U17 World Cup right now.
It does seem like There are too many teams in round 2, but okay.
But round 2 moves on to the final round, where you basically take the first and second place team of each group and move them on to a group of 3, where the top, at that point, the top 2 teams of each group move on and actually qualify for the 2030. And then the top 2 third-place teams compete for intercontinental playoff.
Okay, well, that's interesting. So as many as 7 could make it.
Basically, you're going to look at, like, let's just throw it out here. It basically, final round, you're going to have USA, Costa Rica, then like
Honduras.
No. Honduras would be in one of these other groups. No. You're looking at USA, Costa Rica. Then, like, all of a sudden, you're gonna be looking at like Haiti and so forth. That type of thing. Whereas,
Curacao.
I was going to mention Curacao too, but that's two teams that qualified for the World
Cup.
Yeah,
I mean, those are okay teams now. Yeah.
Point being is we are very unlikely to face the top, the Mexicos ever again in the World Cup qualifying. It's highly unlikely.
Yep.
Unless U.S. or Mexico have a falling out in the second round, and we finish second or they finish second in their group, which I couldn't imagine. It's possible, but I couldn't imagine.
It is possible. Yeah, hard to imagine. And then this play-in thing. So, yeah, we're qualified, right? Without having to face Mexico or Canada the whole way through. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So shit got easier as a whole. Quite frankly.
Yeah, I miss the octagon now.
Yeah, I mean, qualifying is going to be, all right, we scored another one. Cool. All right. Well, we're up 4-0, guys.
Well, I suppose it's good for us, but doesn't make qualifying as exciting and tenuous as it used to be. Having to travel away to Costa Rica and Mexico and Canada. Yeah. That changes everything. So,
my thought process is instead of incorporating all 13 top-ranked teams or whatever into round 2, they should take the top 6 teams and put them in the final round, and then have everybody else battle for the final 6 spots. That's just 6 games that U.S. doesn't have to play alongside Nations League, which we're already going to be playing most of these teams anyways. It's just a lot of the same thing over and over again.
No, I agree. And I haven't had a long time to look at this, so I might have other opinions as we get down the road, and especially as we see it happen. But I don't know. This doesn't seem like... I guess you could have a round robin of 10 teams in the top 6 qualifying. The 7th place team goes to... But that's a lot of games if you're doing a 10-team round robin, right?
Put the top 6 teams in round 2 here. You got U.S., Mexico, Canada. Let's just say Costa Rica, Honduras, and who's number 6?
I don't know. These
Jamaica,
days,
El Salvador,
Haiti,
I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, then all of a sudden you're looking at second place. You got the Trinidad and Tobagos, you got the Guatemalans, and that type of stuff. And like again, it's possible in a round robin of 6 games that maybe the U.S. or maybe those top teams don't qualify at the top spot. But how likely is that? It's very, very, very unlikely. Yeah. So this whole round is pointless for the top teams. Pointless.
Yeah. Well, I guess it'll make it easy for us to qualify from here until the days of whatever. Yep. All right. Yep, well, it's called science, and we want kids to play the sport we love. PFA implementing header rules to prevent CTE.
So the British soccer players will be implementing a rule that the U.S. has already had in place for I don't know how long. It's been a while now.
Okay.
As long as I've had a kid, basically. I've known about this rule. But basically, children under 12 shouldn't head the ball at all.
Okay.
So they're implementing a rule basically where you don't train and you make headers and games illegal. It's illegal. It's a foul. They just call it like it's a, drop ball or whatever. Not drop ball, but I mean, it's just a foul. but not cardboard or anything like. But they're just like for U12 and down, you don't practice headers, okay? But then all of a sudden you're like U13, U14, you're jumping into the headers at that point. These kids are practically going to be they're in middle school at that point, going into high school within a couple of years.
And they've never headed a ball.
Well, technically speaking, as far as from the club standard itself, yes. They've never been trained properly. Now, here's the thing. Maybe you implement this rule, but you still kind of train the fact that, hey, when you head the ball, maybe you do like 5 headers of practice or whatever, where you focus on just hitting with your forehead, and it's a light ball tossed up there just to get the motion down and comfortable with it. I don't know.
But they're saying not to do that, Brent.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I guess you'd be actually breaking the rules having a light toss heading training session.
So here's my question as far as concussions and stuff are concerned. Do they occur from proper training on how to head the ball? Maybe you can train to head the ball, but then don't do headers in games for certain time periods, because I think most concussions occur from head-to-head contact more so than anything.
I'm sorry,
elbow head-to-head contact. That's not necessarily headers. I mean, headers itself may cause it, but
I played soccer from the age of 4 to 12, and I can't remember a single person getting injured from a header.
Well,
the ball never got off the ground enough for that to make a fucking difference.
I'll argue and say that there are plenty of opportunities for heading injuries. I've claimed heads before.
At 9?
Oh, 8? At 9? No.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, my bad. I misunderstood.
That just doesn't fucking happen until you get older and people can luft it, i.e. put it in the air. Luft is air in German. So until that happens, like most of the games at the 5 to 8 age group is played on the ground like it's a fucking tornado, and the ball doesn't really get up in the air. So I don't see how this is an issue. I'm all for protecting kids from head injuries, but it's just not something that happens. All right.
Tony Martinez says, that's the problem, Derek. You don't remember anything, LOL.
I'm just telling you, it didn't happen. Yeah. And I do remember. And headers weren't a thing. There weren't that many headers until I was like 11, 12, 13. Then you got people crossing balls that were high enough to head. Before that, 5 to 8, it's just a big clusterfuck of kids kicking the ball around on the ground. So,
Bar Down Bully says, I mean, us putting in corners in the air at 9 and 10, like, do they just not do corners? No, they do corners, and it's the most awkward thing to watch, quite frankly. And I'm not saying that these kids need to practice headers and work on that front, but I'll use an example here. Like, with Ted Lasso, as big of a, realistic soccer thing that is, when Roy like the 3rd episode or whatever, when Roy and Ted and the reporter dude, Trent Grimm, they go to that elementary school and he's like, hey, let's go outside and have a proper fuck about. And he's basically tossing headers up in the air and they're heading it back to him. Just do that. Just get the form down. Get comfortable with the ball coming at your face.
Nobody's going to get a head injury from that. By the way, when we play, especially when I played, the balls, especially if it rained outside, became heavy as fuck. The balls they play with today are practically balloons. Now, you're not going to get...
Very true. It's very true. They are. They're like filled with hydrogen.
Yeah. So the only way you're going to get a head injury if it's head-to-head. Okay? But I just don't see that happening from the ages of 5 to 8. I'm sorry. It just doesn't.
Or improper heading. I mean, does it hurt? Does it hurt if you head with your forehead, or does it hurt if you hit it with the top of your head?
Really, neither.
Top of your head.
It hurts when you hit it with your face. But
that's true too.
Otherwise, you shouldn't. I don't know. Okay, I'm fine with it. I'm not going to bitch and complain about it. Do whatever you want. I think it's overprotection. Just like today, everything's overprotection. But especially with kids. Kids can't go out anymore. They don't hang out. They don't ride their bikes around the neighborhood. Yeah, I get it. They're creeps. I'll
get to that. I'll get to that in a second, too. Bardon Bully, at high school days with the select concrete balls.
Hell yeah.
You take that back. The select balls were gifts from gods.
I guess.
Select balls were the best.
We didn't even have those. We had those old Adidas ones.
The black and white.
Sucked up the wetness. They were like bricks later in the game.
The miter balls, the balls you get now, you get them at Walmart. They're literally just plastic.
The balls today, I'm sorry, but they are Luft balls. They are filled with air. They float all over. They're very light. Someone could take at 10 meters, they could throw it at my head as hard as they wanted to. It wouldn't hurt me. So,
yeah, I had jumping back to what you were talking about as far as kids not getting out anymore like that. I had a conversation with Larry a couple weeks back about my son Jackson. He's like, "Oh, does he get out and play? Does he do pickup games with the other kids in the neighborhood?" I'm like, dude, I will drive around the neighborhood during the peak hours of the day, and there will be no kids doing anything that we would have done. No pickup football, nobody playing basketball, nobody kicking the ball about soccer, nobody going fishing. Everybody's indoors now. It is not the same.
No, it's not. And believe me, when I was a kid, I spent 90% of my day outside playing hockey, street hockey, soccer, tennis, fucking doing the whole running around the woods and playing war, right? With your little plastic machine gun. I got you. You're dead. Listen, that's all gone. It's all gone.
We used to run around with fireworks and had bottle rocket wars.
Oh
man, those are the best. And that upgrade to airsoft battles where you bought airsoft guns. And
we didn't have those, but yeah, could take an eye out, Brett. Take an eye out. All right, what else we got? Let's move on. Can't believe we're an hour into this fucking show. We've covered nothing. All right. As a soccer fan in Indianapolis, watching the pissing match and politics for a soccer stadium has reached a new point where it would be laughable if it wasn't so ridiculous and frustrating. Well,
Did you see this post, first off?
No.
Let me give you some background information real quick. Basically, if you click on the YouTube video and watch it, it's a guy who was part of USL, and he's no longer part of USL at this point, but he's talking about it. And he basically talks about the teams that are possibly going to MLS or will be massive USL teams. He talks about Indy 11. And he mentions how, Indy 11 was going to have a stadium, but then that all fell through. We talked about that before.
Yep.
A year and some change ago.
Well, yeah, we were part of the fucking ceremony. Yep. So yes,
we talked about the potential new ownership that's drawing interest with not only the politicians of Indianapolis, but also with MLS. Yeah, Herb Simon and company.
Yep.
So this video talks about how there apparently the MLS bid for a stadium here was going to be at this heliport downtown, and some lawyer or doctor or some millionaire of some form basically said, no, we've had this contract on here on this heliport for X amount of years, not to develop or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. And it was going to be also one of the locations that Indy 11 was really pushing for too.
Mm-hmm.
The owner, basically the guy who put his foot down there, he's from Fort Wayne. He's friends with Ursel, and that's what's drawing this pissy match of politics. Drew just wants professional soccer to be successful here in Indiana. I get it, but you have to understand where the teams are coming from. Indy 11 doesn't want to pack up shop right now, and Ursel doesn't want to pack up shop, so he's dragging his feet right now to try to wait till D1 status comes up with USL. And then at that point, if MLS wants to have a pissing match with the Division I team in Indianapolis, then that's going to be up to the fans itself to decide. But all of it's understandable. I understand all of it. That I understand where Ursel and his company are coming from. I understand where people who just want the top tier soccer here in Indy coming from.
Just so people know, Ursel Osimir is the owner of Indy 11.
Yeah,
and he does not want an MLS team here. Just doesn't want one. He wants to be the MLS team. They just don't have the money and the investors, whereas Herb Simon and his folks do. And they are, as far as I understand, ahead of the pack to buy the MLS team. What was the team?
Vancouver.
That was
the rumors. That's the rumors on that video.
That's the rumors. that Vancouver is going to be bought by Herb Simon and the Pacers and their investors. We're talking about billionaires, not millionaires. Not that Ursel isn't close to a billionaire, but he needs a lot more money than that to do what he wants to do at Indy 11 to buy that team, because that was, as I've mentioned here, a part of their plan at one point was to buy Houston Dynamo, and they tried and it failed. They tried hard and it failed. They tried hard to buy an MLS team and bring it to Indianapolis. So, yeah, now it looks like Herb Simon and his investors want to buy the Houston Dynamo. And so, yeah, no, Ursul's not going to be thrilled about that.
That's what it was. It was the Houston Dynamo. Now it's Vancouver Whitecaps is a team.
Right. It used to be Houston, correct. Now it's Vancouver. That is the lame duck team. And Houston was a while, but Houston's still a lame duck team, let's be honest. But they're not for sale as far as I understand. Whereas Vancouver might be. And if that happens, you could expect Herb Simon, Pacers, and their investors, who we've all named way back. We named everybody involved with that.
31, yeah.
Okay. They would be very into buying that MLS team and then just plopping it down here in Indianapolis and watching the Indy 11 fizzle away.
Yeah.
That's what they
do. Indy has a history of that. The Colts were originally, I think, the Baltimore Colts. And then they moved here to Indy, and that's how Indianapolis Colts came about.
Yep.
So
could be the same thing. We'll find out soon. All right. 56 minutes in, we got Albert Riera says out loud what many
I didn't think you wanted to read it. I thought you wanted to watch it.
Do
you
I?
Want to read it instead? Do you want to read it instead?
I don't know. I don't even know what this is.
You sent it to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Albert Riera, to sum it up, basically says, hey, man, we're not here to kick it back to the goalkeeper. I don't know supposedly that's the thing to do nowadays, but our object as a team is to move the ball forward. And we have too many cowards playing soccer now who want other players to take the responsibility. So they kick it sideways and they kick it backwards because they're cowards. And he said, we need to stop that. Everybody should be responsible for pushing the ball forward in soccer. Thank God. Thank you for saying this. Go ahead.
I mean, do I really need to at this point?
You don't need to play it.
You literally just paraphrase exactly what he said.
Yep.
I don't know why you send me this stuff, man. You gotta just
and it's in a foreign language, so we're not going to understand it anyhow.
It's in
Spanish, I believe. I'm not sure.
He's
the coach of Eintracht.
And also, he gives us. I don't like to play with the goalkeeper.
That's English.
Oh no, it's English. He's English. Yeah. He doesn't want to play it back to his goalkeeper. Good for him.
He talks about how he doesn't want to play back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper's not going to offer many assists. There's a rarity that it occurs, of course. But he basically says in practice, they practice where they play it back to the goalkeeper like once. And at that point, the goalkeeper's off limits. And they got to keep pushing the ball forward, keep pushing the ball forward. Basically get it to the dangerous people who are going to create opportunities. Yeah. And I mean, that's fair. I mean, he's basically taking a team, and Leverkusen's doing, or not Leverkusen, Frankfurt, right?
Yeah.
Is that Eintracht? Yeah, it's Eintracht. They're doing pretty damn good in Bundesliga. So maybe at some point we're seeing the evolution, because we always see these ebbs and flows of how soccer progresses.
The style changes,
The goalkeepers are just shot stoppers, which is why we were so goddamn good 90s into 2000s. But then all of a sudden the style changed, and we had to have that sweeper keeper. We have no keepers with ball skills at their feet.
That skill, no.
So maybe at this point we're starting to see
Klinsmann.
Yeah, fair enough. Or coaching at this point.
Yep.
But maybe we're seeing the start, not necessarily the complete change, but maybe the start of where teams may be going back towards. Maybe we're going to go away from the whole sweeper keeper, and we're going to go back to where the keeper is literally just a shot stopper and distributor.
Now, that'd be nice if it changed that drastically. That would be great. But at least we have one guy saying, hey, other players on the field, quick, kicking it backwards and sideways. Take some fucking responsibility for moving the ball forward.
Take some risks. Take some challenges.
Yeah, don't be a fucking coward and pass it to another guy because you just don't have the confidence to pass the ball forward. I like it. Let's hear more of that.
Well, that's why we saw it with Berhalter ad nauseum. People were always like, "Oh, look, we had 75% ball possession, but we lost 2-0." Great,
kicking around the horn. Yep,
do that horseshoe passing nonstop. Doesn't amount to a whole heap of shit. We used to poke fun at Mexico's national team all through the time when they were supposed to be the more dominant side than us.
Yep.
And they would maintain possession 70% of the game, but then all of a sudden we'd win 2-0. You know, it's just
ole, going backwards and sideways. Good. All right.
Yeah.
And we get possession and we hit you on the counter. That's how it used to be and was for a while there for Mexico. Lots of possession, but not winning the games. So, yeah, I hope this guy's right. I hope that's where we're headed. I would definitely like to see a whole lot less of kicking around the shoehorn. That's why Juventus is actually fun to watch right now. It's been fun. It's been really fun, outside the fact that it's also great that I'm tuning in to watch a game with a top team and one of our players, Weston McKennie, and Weston McKennie is a major featured player on the team, and he's kicking ass and scoring goals, taking names, and he's in great shape. And this is the best Weston McKennie I've ever seen. I am enjoying all the Juventus games now, where I used to hate tuning into Juventus games.
Speaking of Weston McKennie, apparently Weston Juve have reached a verbal agreement on a new contract extension, paving the way for the American midfielder to continue his journey in Turin.
This is just what we said not long ago. We told you this would happen. I'm sorry, when the coach is out there, and he did it again recently, spooging all over the walls about fucking Weston McKennie being this awesome player who is the best player on the pitch when it comes to turbulent moments. And when the fucking shit hits the fan, this is the best player on the field. Finds yes, this was obviously going to happen.
He's got something like 7 goals. He's the lead. He's the highest goal scoring midfielder on the team right now. And I understand that there are some fans out there that really. I understand that
he's playing CAM. I guess that's still midfield.
There. Come on,
second striker.
Come on, Derek. Come on.
He is playing second striker / CAM. Call that whatever you want, but
basically, Spalletti just wants him in and around the box. He doesn't. I mean, Weston can pass and he can create and stuff like that, but basically Spalletti just wants him in and around the box when the ball's coming in. And it's working out perfectly fine for them. He's scoring goals, scoring a lot of goals. And you have. I know that, like I was saying, definitely a portion of the fan base that doesn't rate him, doesn't want him, claiming that they'll never win shit as long as Weston's on the lineup.
Fuck those people.
I'm sorry, but at this point, I don't know how you can sit there with a straight face and sit there and say that Weston's the problem. Weston's not the problem, and you can make. And you can
not this Weston. Not this Weston.
You can sit there and make the argument. Well, would Weston have started with the team with Del Piero and Nedved and all them?
No,
you can sit there and make that argument. Make that argument all day long. But this is the team that you guys have. You have to deal with that, and you guys have to deal with who's around Weston at this point because Weston's the one performing. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but he's just been the best player you have for like the last month. So get over yourselves. Embrace Weston.
He was
player. What you got?
Yeah.
He's in the best shape of his career. So no more Twinkie eating Weston. He's in great shape. He's playing the best. He's frankly right now the best American player on the planet. Period.
And I think one thing there's a whole lot of talk when when Max brought it up and saying like, hey, between Pulisic, Gio, or Weston, one of those players are going to be back before the World Cup. And we all talked about of the 3. Maybe Weston makes the move because he's going to be offered a shit ton of money at MLS. And maybe he's just going to say, well, you know what? I'm going to take the bag. But we're watching it now. He's going to stick. If he sticks it out in Italy, he's not going to make the most money he can make there. But he's going to be making really good post-tax money in a team that should be contenders.
He is the best informed U.S. player right now, and what MLS is going to get instead Wah, wah, wah. It's Josh Sargent. So that's what we're going to go with here. Okay.
I think maybe Max mistook and said he should have mentioned Josh at the point. He would.
Well, to be fair to Max, at the time, Weston McKennie was still a chubby little dude, and he
was still playing week in week out with Juve, even at his chubbiest.
Yeah, but look at him now. Look at him now.
I agree.
This is just another level. This guy's on another level than he was when he was chubby McKennie. It's on another level. Like every game I tune into, he seems to score every game. And not only just score, he's involved in everything. Like he's there constantly. People are feeding him the ball.
Well, he's got great rapport with his teammates. His teammates will actually not necessarily look for him, but when they look and they see Weston open, they'll absolutely pass him.
Absolutely. Yes.
And it's not like he's some marketing scheme on the pitch. The team loves him. The team loves him. I mean, quite frankly, you see all the behind-the-scenes videos. They're like, Weston's great. He's a character. And you know what? Yes, he is a character, but on the pitch, he's performing. He's been performing for years.
Yeah, but this is another level. Just saying.
Oh, sure. No, I agree with you on that. 100%.
Yeah. This is another level. This last month and a half has been the best I've ever seen of Weston McKennie. So there's that. All right.
Did you want to hit up on Yanks Abroad or anything like that?
Let's do it real quick. Aronson went 78 minutes in a win for Leeds. Yeah, he was fun.
They're pushing further and further away from relegation, aren't they?
Yes, they're going to be fine. Timmy Chandler in the 18 for Eintracht Frankfurt. He's never going to play. Props
to him for continuing, right? Props to him. Keep it up, Timmy.
I just threw it in there. What the hell? Reynolds, 90 minutes and a loss for Westerlo. And by the way, it's one of the worst games Reynolds has played all season. Kellerman, Charlie Kelman. God, I was like, Kellerman? Who the fuck is Kellerman? Kelman, I can't read my own handwriting. 70 minutes and a tie for Charleston. It's just not been his season. Since a great season in League One, back to the championship now, getting to start. Most of the time, not really blowing anybody's dick off. Dietz, red card, not playing. Green, injury. Greuther Fürth loses, still at the bottom of the table. Greuther Fürth looking to drop to 3 Bundesliga. All right, awesome. Jonathan Klinsmann, 90 minutes and a win and a clean sheet for Cesena. Looking good right now for them. Saturday, Adams is still injured. Jedi in the 18 didn't play. You got to wonder about that, but it looks like they just decided, let's give him a game off. We've been playing the shit out of him lately. Downs, 45 minutes in a win for Hamburg. He wasn't the reason they won. Nokai Banks, 45 minutes and a loss. Maloney was the other guy on the other side playing against Banks, and Maloney went the last 2 minutes in extra time in that win. For Mainz. And then Sands, another really good 90 minutes for Sands in that win. Doesn't mean anybody's watching as far as it goes for Poach. And then Reyna, fucking shit. I don't even bother tuning in for this anymore. Injured.
Wait, you got to wait through mid-February before he even comes back. So why even bothering?
So ridiculous. I just keep hoping he'll be back. No, I just clicked on it, said, nope, not watching that one. Scally went 12 in that one. Here's a guy, maybe we should probably pay a little attention to, but Adeniran, again, for Lask, scored again. They win with Bello going 90. And Lask are in second right now. They're going to be in the Champions League if this continues. But this Adeniran guy is scoring goals like it just don't matter in the Austrian Bundesliga.
Like you just
maybe we will see him in the Bundesliga next season. It's possible somebody in the Bundesliga goes, that guy scores goals. Let's get him. Like a lower team, the bottom 6. Okay. Henri Chase. Yeah, remember him? Remember Henri Chase? Guess what? Since he went to Salzburg, he hasn't played a single game. He has been injured the whole time.
Okay.
He supposedly came back from injury on New Year's Day. Still hasn't played a goddamn game nor been listed in any goddamn fucking lineup. So Henry Chase, whoa. Goddamn, I hope the best for him, but it's not looking good. Puxis, by the way, this guy's got to go. He's got to move. He went another 90. He went another 90.
I was going to say, this guy's got to go, which usually sounds like a negative, but you mean to say he's got to get the fuck out.
He's got to leave. He's got to go somewhere to a bigger team. And it's shocking to me that nobody has offered him anything. He's been routinely the best player on Hayduk Split. And he, again, went 90.
There's going to be a Serie A team out there. They're probably just waiting for a decent price.
You would think. He went 90, scored a goal. They won again. They sit second in the Czech Republic. Like, when is somebody going to offer this guy a deal? I know that somehow Ben Kramashi made it to Serie A. How is this guy still playing in the Czech Republic? How is it possible? I don't know.
Kramashi's on a loan. But saying that, I mean, there was a whole issue where he wasn't getting played. The current, I don't know if is Gattuso still the current Italian national team coach, but he wasn't really playing Puxtas for a while there, and they were only entertaining MLS offers, and he was like not having that.
I'm not going to MLS, he said. No.
Yeah, no. So he's playing. He's gonna garner some interest, and like I said, he's gonna garner interest in Italy because that's usually the go-to for Czech, right?
It is, yes. So you would think that's happening soon, and/or Germany. Okay, it's gotta. Ajiman went 90 in a relatively not so eventful game for Ajiman, in a loss for Derby. Haji Wright went again, a not so great game for Haji Wright for 90 minutes in a tie. And then DK got his first start in a long time, went 60. I don't know where the hell Campbell is. He hasn't dressed for several games in a row. He's not listed on the injury list. So what the hell is going on?
Is this a Julian Green type of issue? Where
I don't know.
Where he thought he was going to be hot shit, and he was at Dortmund. He was
no.
there, and then all of a sudden he goes to the Olympic squad, or was it U20s?
No, that's not the case. No, not at all. For Campbell has been a regular starter for West Brom all season.
Wrong Campbell. My bad.
Yeah. So what's going on that for a couple weekends in a row, he's not even listed as injured and or red card suspension or whatever. He's not even listed. Is he planning on leaving? Going back to MLS? I don't know. Kind of weird for him being a regular starter, not getting listed at all. I don't know what's going on there. Castaneda went 90 minutes for Paderborn. They sit second and on their way up from 2 Bundesliga. Be nice to see Castaneda move up. Joe Enox, remember that guy? Used to coach.
I do. Yeah.
He has not coached since October 2024. He's still unemployed in the sense, as a soccer sense, but he is running Joe Enoch Sports Bar in Osnabrück in Germany. It's his other job. He is the owner of a sports bar in Osnabrück.
I feel like that'd be a fun way to just chill on retirement.
Absolutely. But I'm kind of surprised he hasn't got another look since, honestly. Nobody has hired him. Busio, by the way, continues to do amazing things in Serie B. Okay, it is Serie B. I get it. But he has finally turned into the player that Venezia bought when they spent all that money on him and paid him his salary. He has been the best player on Venezia all season. They sit first in the table. They went another 90 minutes in a win. He did. And so, I'd expect him to be back in Serie A next season, starting for Venezia.
Where they're going, yeah. They're going.
By the way, hark back to Novakovic, who we all forgot about. He's still in Serie B, by the way. But he's only played 17 games this season.
Is he still playing at Como?
He is playing at Reggiana. Okay. And they are currently 17th, so near the bottom of Serie B. He's got 3 goals and assists this season. So not so good. And that's just an update to those of you who remember Novakovic. That's what he's doing these days. Taylor Booth, still injured for 20. Richards, 90 minutes. I just watched that today when I got home from work. Very good, 90 minutes. Very good for Crystal Palace. Balogun, 90 minutes in a tie, and he had a shit game. Ghost game, bad game, in a tie. Then Mark McKenzie, 9 minutes for Toulouse in a loss. Didn't start, kind of odd. Maybe he needed a break. They've been playing the shit out of him. Weah, 90 minutes in a absolute trouncing loss. Played poorly. Quite bad. Bad game for Weah. Lund, 78 minutes for Kern in a loss. Kramashi in the 18 for Parma. Didn't play. No shocker there. McKennie, we already talked about. Awesome. Des, 90 minutes in a win. Pepe's injured for PSV. And then Matarazzo with another king win, moving all the way up to 8th in La Liga now. Another win, a 3-1 win versus Elche. So here's a guy, American coach, doing his job, man, doing it well. Then, here's another guy, name you might remember. Miljevic has moved to Racing. Remember when we were naming the original name for the Indy 11 was Racing Indy FC.
I would imagine it would have been Racing Indy, but
it would have been Racing. People would have said Racing. We would have been fine with that. That was the original name for the team. And then, IMS got all worked up about it, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and they threatened to sue or might sue, or they had
an issue with our BYB in the end.
Yes, I had to have multiple meetings with their lawyers, 3 different meetings, 2 by phone, 1 in person, but we all worked it out and everybody was fine. Okay. But they were like, you can't name your team Racing Indy. That's us. We're Racing Indy. Okay, calm down. We'll rename the team something else. BYB, Brickyard, but you can't name your supporters group Brickyard Battalion. We're the Brickyard Battalion. Okay, no, we're not changing that. All right, we'll change the name of the team, but we're not changing the name of the supporters group. Okay, that's fine. We all got along afterwards. But yeah, those meetings we had
to deal with less litigation and red tape with utilizing Lady Victory than we did with.
That was easier, way easier.
That was so simple. Yeah, it's like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. All right, that's cool.
1 meeting with the city of Indianapolis and Mayor Ballard, and it was over. All right. Then we had Hoppy. Remember him, Matthew Hoppy?
Barely, yeah.
He's had 16 games this season. He's only scored 3 goals. But he did go 72 in a loss for Sonderjiski. And then Gavin Beavers are one of our favorite animal names for a player. He's playing for Brøndby right now. He went 90 minutes in a tie and a clean sheet.
As you would want with the goalkeeper, right? Now, if the goalkeeper's coming off at the 60th minute, you've got problems.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Beavers, you always want them to be clean. All right, Corbos.
And eating a lot of wood. Yeah.
Male Corbos for Arminia Bielefeld went 90 minutes in a win against Johan Gomez, in Braunschweig, the home of Liverwurst, who went 59. He did get an assist, but they did lose to Corbos' Arminia Bielefeld. By the way, Male Corbos might be one of the most underrated players ever to play overseas. Ever. He's been a stalwart on that Bielefeld team that made a deep run last season in the Pokal. All right. The Pokal. And then we got Tolkien, who's having a really not so great season, a rough season. with Holstein Kiel, and he went 90 minutes and a loss. Like, he has not been the superstar we were expecting in two Bundesliga when he dropped down. We're expecting him to be way more dominant. Not been the case. Struggled.
I feel like his early season injury, he never really rebounded from that.
Seems like it, yeah. And then EPP 90 minutes in a win for Panathinaikos, and that is today Musa got a whole 12 minutes for Atalanta.
Hey, that's 12 more than normal.
That's true. Jonathan Amon, remember him? He didn't play much these days. He was in the 18 for Vejla in Denmark. Morris, 88 minutes for Middlesbrough today in a win. He's been pretty good. That was a pretty average game for him, but good enough to win. They now sit at the top of the table in the championship. And then down in Holland's second division, we keep track of the youngsters there. Sunderland going 84 minutes in a win for Dordrecht. And Pinnedath was in the 18 but didn't play. And then Freeman got 17 minutes today. He just got off the airplane, and he already got 17 minutes for Villarreal, which just tells the right back on that team one thing: your job's gone.
Toast.
Yep. Your job's going to be taken by this Freeman dude in like 2 games. So get used to having less and less time. We're going to pull you off and give him 20 next time, and then we're going to give him 30, and then the next game you're not starting at all. As long as Freeman plays well, which I suspect he probably will. We'll see how that goes. And that's all I got, Brett.
Oh. Okay.
All right. What do we have left?
Moving on.
The dumbass posters of the week. By the way, for the 148 of you here, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your...
Sorry, not mean to do that. Continue. Oh, hold on, Derek. You are muted. There we go. Sorry about that. You got to unmute yourself now, Derek. I can't unmute you for whatever reason. They chose to mute themselves.
There we go.
There we go. I was going to say.
For the 148 of you here, if you didn't hear it before, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your grandma before Brett mutes me on accident again.
Well, I meant to click on the transfer news one real quick, but I accidentally clicked on the intro. I was like, we don't need to hear that right now. We don't need to hear that right now. It comes later.
True.
Transfer news. Who's getting mounted on transfer news? Who's getting over on transfer news? Transfer news. Everyone loves that transfer news, but me.
Whatever.
All right. Tottenham are interested in signing AC Milan winger Christian Pulisic. Fuck that.
What? You're saying that Christian should not go to the EPL for a team that's not going to be in the championship or Champions League?
Correct.
And he's already going to be on a team that's going to be on the Champions League?
How about Tottenham not being 16th? Let's hope they even survive. Well, I have no dog in that fight. But I'm sure they will figure out a way of staying in the, at least 16th. But, fuck that team.
They just got to muscle out the rest of the season, and then they're going to bring Pochettino back, right?
I have nothing against Tottenham. I'm just saying I'm not going to Tottenham. I'm not going to a bottom dweller in the fucking Premier League. Not doing it. No, I don't care how big the club is. Don't care.
It's pretty safe to say, and using Pulisic's own words, paraphrasing, of course, is that he likes where he's at.
Yeah.
He's had a renaissance at AC Milan. Why would you go and rock the boat? And he's getting paid well at AC Milan. He's going to be in the Champions League. He doesn't need to take a move to, like you say, historically speaking, not necessarily a bottom tier team, but a currently, so forth.
And unless you're going to continue to have problems with your pulled left testicle on a continuous basis, you should be fine at AC Milan, and you should continue to be a major contributor there. Why go to Tottenham, who are sitting near the bottom of the EPL table, and why do that? What's the point? Like, if this was Tottenham, would have Harry Kane fighting for the top 5, fine. I'm not going there now. No thanks. Go ahead, Brett.
All right. Looks like the Unfiltered Squad are talking with Roldan here. And Roldan's going to talk about at what point did the culture within the U.S. men's national team change?
No joy.
On the outside, those non-negotiables that you talk about, putting the team first, no one's bigger than the team, the effort, that seemed to sort of be lacking. Maybe there's a better term for that. But then and now, we've seen a switch. Was that like from someone on the inside? Was that tangible?
I remember vividly, and this is where I think it flipped.
Mm-hmm.
Australia game, Christian Pulisic gets kicked a couple times. We got our asses kicked in the first 45 minutes of just getting fouled and just not bringing it, right?
Yeah, I guess you should specify what asses kicked means against Australia. It's not that we were outplayed or they were the better squad and we were struggling, busting. We were just getting tackled as if they were playing Australian rules football.
Yes.
So
next camp, he shows the film sessions, right? And he just said, like, why are we waiting to get punched in the face?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's when it's switched. You see players like Tillman, who is probably more of a luxury player, right? Like number 10, going into tackles in training. And that's when I'm like, oh my God, like that's, I think, when the culture really flew.
Was Tillman in the next camp?
Guess so. I don't know.
Maybe he's just using him as an example as far as because we were talking about when the squad wasn't playing well. We were talking about the top players on the squad. Maybe they were coming in and saying, "Well, why am I going 100% in on this match against Panama for the 4th time in 2 years when I'm playing Inter Milan in 6 days?" Using Pulisic or Weston as an example here.
Sure.
So maybe maybe Tillman was in that next camp. I don't recall. I thought he was injured for like the last 2 camps, but maybe he's using him as an example as far as a luxury player, as far as player who's creative and not necessarily going hard in on tackles. But then we're seeing those type of players going hard in on tackles.
No, I'm sure his memory's fine. I'm sure this was all real. I mean, okay. I mean, I'm shocked that that's what it took, honestly. But okay, if that's what Roldan says, I'm not going to debate it with him. I'm sure he was there and he remembers it. So, it's sad, but yes,
I'm not doubting. I'm not doubting his take on as far as the aha moment that we had, especially after the Australia game. And I'm not even doubting the fact that Tillman was there. I don't recall. But I mean, even if he was there, his point still stands that these luxury players who were playing for the top tier teams, maybe they're now coming in and being more aggressive and being more physical in that sense.
Did he say Malik?
We said Tillman. That's a great point, Derek. But then again, why would he talk about Timothy? Because Timothy was only in there for like 1 camp, if I recall correctly.
Doesn't matter. I guess it's still the change of mentality, right?
Oh, hard for
he didn't. I don't think he said which Tillman it was. So
true. He just said Tillman. I agree.
Because the other Tillman was there too not long ago. All right. Yep. Okay. All good. I got nothing to add to that. So, this I got something to add to.
So the U.S. could dominate soccer if they wanted to, Derek. Let's see what he has to say. This is a topic that we've covered for
1,000 times. But the idiots, the dumbasses of the week are still out there. Yeah.
If soccer was America's main sport, we would win the World Cup every single time. I still stand by this argument. If soccer was our only sport in America, or at a minimum, our primary sport, just like it is in all these other countries, we would dominate. We produce the best athletes in every single sport. The reason that we do not in soccer is because our best athletes don't play soccer. They play other sports because they make more money from
Okay. All right. So do they make more money in other sports? Yeah. If you're talking about American football, baseball. Okay. But here's the problem with that. Who are the best basketball players in the NBA right now? They're not Americans. If you look at the top 10 list, they're not American. Look at the top 10 list of the best players in the fucking Major League Baseball. Don't tell me those are all Americans either, because they're not. This is not 1982. This is not 1996. We're living in a different world, and that's just not the case. The best basketball players right now are foreigners in the NBA and in, for the most part, Major League Baseball.
Derek, take the best, the top players that you're talking about, the European players that are in NBA, and take the top American players. It doesn't matter. Those NBA players would not translate to the game of soccer.
Correct.
They would not translate to the game of soccer. Now,
6'8" motherfuckers cannot play soccer. I'm sorry.
Where this guy, where he's going wrong here in the argument, and I agree with the sentiment in the sense that the best athletes who could play the game of soccer are in fact playing the other sports. You have the 5'8" through 6'2", 6'3" players that are playing basketball in high school, maybe even in college for a second. in high school basketball, yeah, sure, I'll say 5'8", 100%.
That's too short.
I'm just saying, you could be a 5'8" player playing soccer. Absolutely, you could. But
most basketball players today, even in high school ball, go watch one, are 6'2", 6'1", and up.
I will argue and say there's less likely a 5'8" person out there. I'll grant you that much. However, there are definitely enough 5'10s through 6'1s, and I'm talking about the north side of Indianapolis. I'm talking about, I'm up here in Fishers, so yes, I see the basketball players. Don't get me wrong, there's some fucking tall fuckers playing that game, but the squad itself is habitually filled with players of that range, because that's the average height, quite frankly, in the area. So when you get into college, obviously that's going to be different. If you're going to be under 6'5" playing college, you're going to be a fucking standout. But moving forward, your odds of moving into the NBA are less likely. So my whole argument about this is that it's not the star athletes that are playing, the wide receivers in football or in basketball or in baseball, because baseball translates the athleticism in baseball is
totally
completely
different sport. Yes.
So I can't even make that argument, quite frankly. I have no idea how they would be in a very energetic, high twitch sport.
Totally different.
But the players who fall between the cracks between playing high school and professional, that could in fact translate into playing soccer and would have been star players in soccer, those are the players that we're missing out on.
It's a small group, though. Small group. It's a small group we're missing out on. If you're over 6'6", soccer's not for you.
But the whole my point being is that it's not just they picked up the sport in high school. They opted out of playing soccer, whether it's like at the U8 or U10 level, to play, travel basketball or travel baseball or whatever at that point. And they made
baseball, but nobody plays baseball anymore.
But at that young level, the athleticism can still translate regardless. When they get to the professionals, that's different. My point is, the players who opt to play the basketball, the football, the baseballs of the world that don't pan out anything because maybe they don't meet the physical requirements, that they don't hit that elite physical level of freakness. Quite frankly, that goes for across the board on all sports, because to make the professional level, you have to have that level of freakness. But you're missing out on a large population of players who could have been really good at the soccer level, but they don't meet the physical requirements of playing at, like in basketball, to use an example.
Okay, yeah. So there's a segment of players we're probably losing out on. But let's keep in mind, of all the youth sports played in the United States, youth soccer has more players playing it than any other sport, and it's not even close.
I'll say this much about that.
Football, hockey, more kids play soccer, U5 all the way to U17, U16, than any other sport in the country.
I'll say this much though. I would love to see the numbers as far as where the decline in youth sports occur. Because yes, I agree. There are a shit ton of all the way through U10, U12. Sure, I'll say the numbers are astronomical. But once you get past that point, these athletes have to decide between sports, and you start to see a decline in youth soccer from like whatever U12 and up. There's still a lot of youth soccer from U12 and up. Don't get me wrong, but I'd be curious to find out where the decline is in youth soccer.
But your point earlier, the best athletes playing in the NFL and the NBA, they're not built for soccer. I'm sorry. They're just not. There are a handful of them that would be good goalkeepers or good defenders, maybe. I don't know. But if you look at the NBA and the average height now, being 6 foot, whatever it is, ridiculous stuff. Nobody over 6'5", 6'6", not a whole lot of them are going to be playing soccer. It's just not normal. In other countries, they've got tall people too. If you look at Czechoslovakia or Czech Republic or the old Yugoslavian areas, everybody that's really tall, they play basketball because they're not going to be great soccer players. They might be great goalkeepers, some of them, but you got to fall within a window on that. Okay, are we missing a segment? We are. And might it make a difference? It could. It could. It might, but not to the level this guy's saying. Just saying.
Well, to your argument there, you'd also have to take into consideration the level of coaching, the opportunities available, and stuff like that. That all plays a factor. We're not just going to immediately turn the switch by having incredibly athletic players on the pitch. Because if that were the case, I mean that was the argument that a lot of the African teams for the longest time were, hey, at the youth levels, they literally just outpaced your ass, and they took advantage of all the holes and broke through. Things change as you get older, you develop, and everything like that. But and his argument is if you take basketball and you take football out of the equation, say they don't exist at all, and soccer was the number one sports in the United States, that the big things would happen is over the course of time, over the course of the 100 years that we've had soccer here, culture would have been different, coaching would have been different. All of our top athletes would have been participating in there. The smarter athletes would have been participating in it. We would be a very dominant force. However, it's a hypothetical at this point, and you can't necessarily remove them. Only thing you can do is get soccer to the popularity level that it surpasses NBA and NFL, which I don't think will never happen in my lifetime by any means.
It's not a money issue. If you're a really decent soccer player and you're Josh Sargent, you're not even going to make the U.S. men's national team because you're not good enough for it because, well, for various reasons, you're still going to make a really good chunk of money. So it's not money. And then
his 1.5 million he's making, let's just be generous there. He's making at Norwich doesn't amount to the amount of money that if he was a 6 foot 8
how much money
basketball player in the NBA. So
how much money do you need to make generational wealth?
1.5 won't get you very far anymore.
Okay, but 1.5 over 4 or 5 years will.
Sure, if you're smart with it, yeah.
Okay.
Most athletes aren't, but
that's just for a year, 1.5.
Sure.
He's making that every year.
Sure.
Okay. So, yes, you can do something with that. Also, just to be clear, the title of this is USA could dominate soccer if they wanted. That's not how this works. You can want all you like. What, you going to force people to play soccer? Is that what we're doing now at gunpoint?
Well, the hypothetical is that if it was the number one sport. So it's not, you're not forcing people to play. You're saying if the sport was our number one sport, we would be dominant in it.
Yes, it's probably true if it were, but it's not.
I agree.
So,
the most disgusting part of this video is he's got a Purdue scarf in his background. Fucking gross, bro. Get rid of that shit.
Yeah, but the other disgusting part is he compares us to China and India. Okay. We're way beyond China and India.
Sure.
Okay. way beyond. China and India are garbage at soccer. I don't care how much of a population that they have. They're way behind us. So
China's more concerned with the Olympics, quite frankly, and India is more concerned with cricket.
China made a huge push about 10 years ago for soccer.
Yeah.
They pulled kids aside and said, "You're playing soccer. We're training you. We're bringing in European coaches." Didn't work. All right. So,
well, I mean, again, it's not a flip of a switch, like you're saying. Not a flip of a switch. And if let's say if football and basketball went away tomorrow, we're not going to be dominant for decades. It's going to take time for it to develop, quite frankly, as a whole. And with China, you can throw the money at it, you can throw the kids at it, but it's still going to take decades for that to develop.
Can we just get beyond this thing? We've got a huge population here. We got plenty of kids to pick from that aren't playing basketball, aren't playing football. And by the way, when I was young, I played tennis, I played baseball, I played all the other sports too. So it's not like you can't combine that somehow. I know we've moved away from that, but I think it's actually good to play multiple sports. It helped me in soccer.
I agree with you, and I agree with Tony Miola, who said that too 10 years ago on our podcast.
Yes, he did. He did say that. It did help me. So there it is.
Well, it's like when my son comes back and says, during recess, instead of playing soccer, he played football. And he tries to come up with an excuse. Oh, I played football because I'm like, I don't care why you played it. That's fine. Go play all the others. Play all the other sports because you're going to learn various other aspects of it's going to make you a more well-rounded athlete as a whole. You have time to develop your overall arching abilities on the sport that you want to play, but playing multiple sports improves you athletically.
Yeah. Oh, for Tony Martinez, who says darts, just letting you know, I played an online darts game the other day against somebody, and I averaged an 83.2. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And 83.2, and it's not pro level. They're all in the 90s. But hey, that's like, for the first time in golf, going like, I shot like a 74. It's a miracle practically. All right. American owners are destroying the sport that we love and cherish. This guy's just an idiot. That's not
the sky is falling. The sky is falling. The American owners are flooding our leagues with a bunch of money.
Too much money. Take your money back.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. You have owners that come into the equation like bully and everything. It's like, well, the EPL really needs is they need an all-star game.
Yeah,
they need all. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, dude. Yep. just flood your money into Chelsea. Make your money back.
And Todd Bowley, to his credit, has shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I'm just saying. And quite frankly, you look at the numbers here, and they're like, oh, and you see all the numbers. Did the leagues automatically start sucking? Does EPL suck more now than they did in the 90s because of the amount of American owners?
No, they have the best players.
They're the best players. They spend the most money. This is it's absolutely insanity to make this argument. And quite frankly, aside from like the Glazers and the bullies of the world, you don't hear from any of the other American. Oh, and don't forget Wrexham too. I guess you hear from them a lot too. But that's a positive. But sure. You don't hear from any of the other American owners. They're in the background. They pay the bills.
Money. Yep.
They pump the money into the teams. So it's this argument that the American owners are ruining, they're destroying European soccer. Fuck off.
Chelsea are buying all kind. Todd Bowley's not picking the players that Chelsea's picking to sign. Man United, they've been pouring fucking tons of millions of dollars into that team for players, and they just picked the wrong ones. So you could blame them for picking the wrong guys to make the assessment of players and choose them. Okay, fine, but they're doing the best they can. Like the guys picking the players are sucking.
Well, here's the thing.
It's money. They're pumping in.
Let's take the American billionaires out of the equation. All of a sudden, you have an EPL league that doesn't have the money to pump into their teams anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. You have the current TV rights, but if you're not paying the players a stupid amount of money that they're requiring in the EPL in comparison to the rest of the league, are they going to have those players anymore? Probably not. They're probably going to venture off to some other.
Away. Yep.
They're going to go to the other leagues that may have the owners still in there. And of course, you look at leagues like Germany where they have obviously that they're doing their own thing differently, and it's pretty damn successful, quite frankly. And more leagues should emulate that more so than anything. But you can't sit here and say it's destroying the game we love and cherish. Why? How?
No, that's just USA hate. That's all.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is the dumbest argument I've ever heard.
Yeah, no, and he doesn't even give any reasons why.
It doesn't back it up exactly.
And by the way, is it me or are there still 0 owners of Bundesliga teams by Americans in the Bundesliga?
Well, and that's what I was talking about. They have that the 50+1 rule or whatever. I mean, it's got to be tough to go in and buy out a club in Bundesliga. So, fair enough. And like I said, Bundesliga is doing their own thing, and it's working for them. But then again, they've developed their league at a very national rate, where like their federation is hands deep, wanting to improve and make it better. And you see it. How many Bundesliga teams are predominantly not German?
Yeah, well, most.
Very few at most, if anything.
Yeah, well,
so
most English teams have very few English players on them.
Well, that's my point, right?
Yep. So they're going to go out and they're going to buy the best players, and if it doesn't work out, it's not on the guy chalking out the cash, and it's not like the American owners on almost all of these teams have anything to do with the culture building process. They're not. They're just cash machines, and that's it. That's all they are, cash machines. They're not. They don't have any real influence over what happens at the club. I would
love for those 28 billionaires there. I'd love for those 28 billionaires that are paying European clubs and stuff. I'd love for them to come back to the United States and start pumping that money into the infrastructure here. I'd love for that.
Yep. But you guys should be thankful that you're getting that kind of money. Unless, of course, you want all the other teams that are owned by Saudis. Like, if that's okay, is that okay? It seems like there's no complaint there.
Before Boley, who was there? You had the Russian oligarch.
Yeah.
Spending his money there. I mean, what's the difference? I mean, aside from some stupid comments that Boley had made, what is he doing to Chelsea that wasn't being done prior?
Yeah, he's not doing much because he's not involved in day-to-day soccer decisions. So he's just pumping money into your club. That's all. So this guy's just an idiot.
And you can sit there, you can sit there and make the argument. Maybe ticket prices are increasing every so many years, and you've been a supporter since the '90s, and you're sitting there going like, "Well, geez, I remember I used to pay 5 pence for a ticket. Now I have to pay whatever, £10 or whatever. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, then make that argument.
Yeah,
make that argument. Just don't post some bullshit up like this and make it seem like the reason everything's falling apart is all the people paying everybody.
Well, and why is it that maybe ticket prices are increasing? It's not necessarily due to the fact that they're American owners. Maybe to some extent, maybe they're just, hey, we do this in the United States, we can do it here. But what's the difference? Go back to the 90s, take a look at the average pay for a player, and then look at what it is in 2026.
Well, I guarantee you. You're making arguments for him that he hasn't made. So fuck him.
I know. Yeah, exactly. I'm creating the argument and I'm arguing against it, right? Yeah. But yeah, it's just so dumb. It's so dumb.
It is. It's really ridiculous. So don't put a post like this unless you're willing to back it up. Yeah. Especially a guy at PSG.
I'm not saying
a PSG guy owned by what? The Emirates? Aren't they owned by Emirates? Fuck that guy. Right in the asshole. Fuck him. What a dick face. All right. I'm done.
What a dick.
He's fine with that, apparently. All right. I think that'll do it for tonight.
That's all, folks. Yeah.
We will be back. We'll probably do another group this week, I believe, for the World Cup preview. We've had a good time. We hope you have too. Thanks to all 160 of you that turned out tonight. We were hoping to break 200. Maybe get towards 300.
Times are slow, man.
It's just slow, but I mean, 2 shows ago, we were at 300. So I'm not really sure. I mean, it could be my horrible title for the show.
I changed it up a little bit. I wanted to throw the Ludicrous at the very beginning.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, listen, there isn't much to talk about, although there is plenty to get us an hour and 50 minutes into the show. So,
we're good.
All right. We will see you soon. Until then, good night, folks.
That hurt.
Blowjobs are a no for me.
It is a skill. It is a practice skill. It is a necessary skill.
The secret to a great blowjob is saliva, saliva, saliva.
It's important for us to learn from this because I think we lose because we beat ourselves.
You need to swallow it too.
I don't understand the problem here.
The people don't understand esophagus is the main player of the game.
Try to stay away from it as much as I can.
You can start by licking the tip.